So they'll like take a filthy moldy deck and like turn it from filthy mold to like beautiful glowing wood with a pressure washer, and it's very satisfying to watch a gif of that happen.
Or oftentimes they clean half, so like the before and after is still there. It's
Yeah,
pretty neat.
I cleaned my garage doors today for like the first time ever, and I did half of it first, and I was almost gonna like take a picture because it was such a shocking difference. I've been pressure washing for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days now. I
What do you
really
have?
enjoy it.
Do you know your stats on
It's a
the pressure?
DeWalt. It's a 3,200 psi DeWalt, I think.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's anything fancy, but it never bogs down. I've got the full set of tips. I don't know anything about pressure washers, but I've got multiple tips for it. And when I put the really fine one on there, I mean, it reaches up to the eaves of my house and blasts gunk and stuff off and like oil off of concrete. And like, if you're too hard on it, it'll blow mortar off of brick. It's all the power that I want. Like, there was some grass grown up on one corner of my house, and I cut the fucking grass down with it. So it was powerful enough for that. I couldn't use any more power, I don't think. Yours is
What's the
almost
subreddit
certainly
called?
power washing porn, I think.
Yeah, there's two stats to look at. One is the PSI and the other is the flow. The PSI kind of determines what you can clean, like can you remove paint, can you break off mortar, whatever. And the flow determines how quickly you can clean. And that's about everything I know about power washers.
Yeah. How many PSI is yours?
I think it might also be 3,200. But like mine isn't the greatest and biggest or anything, but it's like commercial quality supposedly. Like the pump is high end. It's a Honda motor, stuff like that.
I think mine's a DeWalt. It's yellow.
Yeah. I know DeWalt makes one. So
I tell you what I like about it is with one hand I can drag it behind me and I can lug it up some steps and stuff like that, and I can pick it up with two hands and put it in the back of a truck. I would like a better one, honestly, because I've enjoyed it so fucking much that like I want to continue to do it. Like I was thinking about, I always tell you that story about my brother-in-law when he got my half sister pregnant at 19. And like he was working 3 jobs, and one of them he saved up the money to buy a pressure washer and created a 3rd job of pressure washing houses. And I'm like, you had it lucky. This is fun. I bet it really, because like I bet a vinyl house that's like moldy, like you described, it like blasts right off. Like I'm blasting off brick that's never been cleaned before on like one side of my house. And it's a little laborious, but when you're done, I'm like, shit, I didn't know these bricks were this bright and red and beautiful. I'm enjoying it. It sounds silly. But, and then
Seems like satisfying work because you can watch in real time.
I got my dad to lift me up in a tractor bucket, and I blasted out my gutters. They got cleaned recently, but like I was like, I bet they didn't do a good job. And like I put the full power of the pressure washer in the gutter, and so much shit blasted out of there. It's very satisfying. Very satisfying. Yeah. I've been digging the pressure washer a lot.
cool.
What you're seeing now is a state of Hulkamania. I went to the dentist today and peeled back another layer of the of my big-headed onion.
Get out.
Reason, yes.
Go on.
So I went to the dentist today. I'm convinced, first of all, that fucking cavities are bullshit a lot of the time because I have not been doing the like every 6-month thing for a couple of years now. I know I need to get back to it like you're supposed to, but I've just taken huge swaths of time off from the dentist and I've never had fucking problems with the cavity. That'll come bite me in the ass now, guaranteed. I'll have to get a root canal or something. But I got there and they did the whole x-ray where they charge you you charge your insurance $120 to sit you in a vest and then go chick chick, and then they do that. And I was looking at the thing of my face where it's cut off like right here at the nose and like your orbital socket, whatever, you can see all the sinus shit. And she's like, your teeth all look good, very normal, like they're in good shape. And I'm like, nailed it, knew it.
But there's two skulls here.
And yeah, she was like, it looks like you have a twin that grew and it's just been living inside your head. You're the weird one. And but she's like, what we do? She started like being like indirect, like doctors do, and they want you to come to a conclusion that they don't want to break something to you almost. Where she's like, now what we are seeing that's weird is up here in your nose. Is there something? And I was like, yeah, I broke my nose a few times, and they had to go in there and mess with it. I couldn't breathe as a kid, so they had to straighten that out. And she's like, oh, okay, because it is not at all like a normal nose. A normal nose. And then she went through and explained it to me and was like, you would see dark areas here of a clear sinus path. You can tell that something's been done up there for you. You said you had some surgeries, but there's not a lot of area there. You can see whatever. As long you can breathe.
It was his first day.
Can you breathe now?
Yeah, that was a question. Literally, can you breathe now? I'm like, yeah, I can breathe now. I'm a good breather. And she shuttled me back.
She like puts her hand on your mouth and you go.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Liar. Like that makes sense because like they, I guess that has something to do with your teeth, like breathing. If you breathe your mouth open too much, it'll fuck with your teeth or something. But take me back to the doctor's office. I sit in there and wait for him, and she does my whole thing. Hunky dory. Doctor comes in, starts looking, and he seems way more concerned about the tooth grinding problem. I told the lady before, because I grind my teeth in my sleep bad because my teeth don't line up like the way teeth are supposed to. They just line up right on top of one another, and it just sucks. And he's like, do you wake up with awful headaches often? I was like, no, should I? He's like, can you pop your jaw out of your socket? I'm like, I don't think so, and I couldn't. And he goes, okay, well, one sec. Oh, see right here. Yeah, with your beard, I couldn't tell as much. Can you bit down for me? And I bit down, and he goes, oh, yeah. And he used me like a fucking learning experience for the hygienist there, where he was like, yeah, when you came to me and said that Taylor was having problems with grinding, you can absolutely tell right here. Taylor, bite down for us. And I bit down. He's like, see this right here? That's his masseter muscle is enormous. And like he's like, these are the biggest masseter muscles I've ever seen. And I'm like, oh, hooray. And he's like, not necessarily. And basically the masseter muscle is the muscle that closes and opens your jaw. And if you have a problem with the way your teeth line up, basically you're forcing it to work out all the time every day, because when you fall asleep, your teeth aren't lining up correctly. And so tells your brain to be like, hey, separate those. Then they separate them, and it's not right either. So they go, close those up. And they close, and it doesn't quite work. And I'm grinding all the time. And so you're
doing one of those hand exercisers in your mouth all night, every night for your entire life. I bet you asked earlier what the bite strength of a man was.
I'm just going to go there.
Is what is my bite strength?
Right?
Because yours could be.
It's like alligator, crocodile, bull shark, Taylor.
Is either a man could face a tiger with no claws. It's whether Taylor could face off against a tiger with no claws.
No, I think we're like 200 psi, and a tiger is like 1200.
Well,
But
we're talking
about Taylor here.
I bet I've got
230.
Mid-sized dog.
I have the same thing, by the way. Everything you were saying, I have the exact same thing. I grind my teeth at night, and in fact, I switch from the left side to the right side of my jaw constantly in terms of which one clenches, and I'll catch myself doing it throughout the day. And if I think something is like really cute, or if I'm like really aroused, or if I'm like angry, they start flaring up on both sides, and I only know because people have pointed it out to me.
Oh, that you're like grinding when you're awake? Like
I'll do it when I'm awake. Like I'll start clenching my jaw, and this right here, like if I bite down, like my finger will pop out literally like half an inch, just because I'm always grinding it. Like and I feel the muscle on it when I flex it, like clench it, like I feel it, and it's hard.
I was doing that the whole way home from the dentist, where I was like, oh, I guess these are pretty fucking big, you know? Like, I got some nice chewing muscles here.
You're like, hey, guys, take
do
note.
what I'm doing. Do what I'm doing. I want to see, like...
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, but you've got a fucking mask on.
I know. I was going to say, like, I enjoy the beard because, like, you just don't see how much it's like...
Here, I'm biting down.
Missing your bottom jaw. You could be like that guy from Boardwalk Empire. Nobody'd know.
There's just nothing under here. There's nothing.
Yeah, you just be a hole.
Yeah, it's not great. I knew it was a bigger problem because the dentist seemed pretty set on like, this is not something that you ignore, and you just show up in 10 years with 30% less teeth. Like you want to make sure that you get this taken care of while you can, and you still have good teeth. Like I don't have any. Like, you know how he said this to me. He said, you know how molars usually have little spikes on the top?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. And he's like, you don't have any of those. I was
You've
like,
got teeth you've got like these big flat grinding teeth like a brachiosaurus. Like they're just made for like grinding seeds and.
So are you going to sleep with an
mortars.
appliance? Like, what's the next step
That's what
on this?
I asked him about it. I'm like, all right, can you give me a retainer or something so I can do that? And I've had a retainer before when I got my braces off, and I would just wake up every single morning and it would be hidden in the covers somewhere because I don't know when I did it, but apparently I would always spit it out in the middle of the night and wake up without my retainer. And so hopefully that won't be a problem this time because I don't know.
Are you getting one?
I'm going to end up getting one unless there's like another solution where they fuck with like adding shit onto my teeth because I've ground down like my incisors or my canines rather on my upper level have no spikes at all. They're actually so dull
just build
that
up
it's
spikes
like
that do fit.
That's what I'm saying is they would build a spike onto it and that would make the bite better. But like usually like this, like a V is your canine. Mine is so dull that it's like the bottom of an ice skate. It's like a upwards U where there's almost like two little points because so much of the middle is ground down. And so I don't know. When he said, "How old are you?" and I'm like, "Oh, I'll be 26 soon." He was like, "Oh, well, I had another patient with a similar issue. He was 41 though." And so you're really grinding ahead of your age. I was like, thank you. I tend to accept it. Yeah, anyway, so I thought that was
and I read on a 30-year-old level.
I read on a 31-year-old. That's what I thought was interesting is just, another layer peeled back, the big masseter muscles, making the head look bigger. So I'm going to go get a bone scan, see if I have a Homer Simpson skull, like the strong, extra strong thing. I wonder if anybody actually has that. Like
I saw a
Hunt
gift of two
does.
guys in some sort of headbutting contest last night.
Yes, I saw that. I thought I saved
Those
it.
fools. Like that's your fucking brain carriage, bro. Don't
Basically,
bash that into
they were
someone
having
else's.
a headbutt fight, and it was just what you'd expect. Two guys struggling with their weight, look like maybe no higher education, and they
And now it's off the table entirely.
yeah, and they just headbutt. And you could tell at first, like, they headbutt, and they headbutt a little harder, then a little harder. And then, like, one of the parties is losing enthusiasm for the headbutt contest.
Yeah.
But there's still two or three more. And it was just, like...
And then there's blood.
Like rams going at it, Ah.
That's so dumb. It's like giving me a headache thinking about it. That's how giraffes fight, apparently.
Yeah.
They like bash their heads together.
They use their
necks
necks as whips and
fucking-
smash heads.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's hard. They got those horns up there, those little.
Yep.
Yeah, their head is like a morning star of sorts, just whipping around and
Yeah,
crashing
those
into
are
stuff.
actually those aren't technically horns. Horns are made of like something else, some material, but
Yeah.
ultimately it's some hard
horns
points
are,
on their head.
Yeah, the difference between horns and
It
antlers
serves the
is
purpose.
yeah, horns are skin. Horns are layers of skin that are hardened and are growing together, and they'll bleed if you saw a horn off. And I think antlers are like bone. Yeah.
You might, I think you're right because you can just saw right through an antler and it's just an antler.
Yeah, I
If
shot a
you
deer's
saw-
antler off one time. It's
Yeah, if you show like that's like the saddest thing to realize when you see those poachers like clips because you like have that misunderstanding the whole time. Like I used to hear like, oh, they're stealing ivory from and rhino horns, and I'm like, yeah, but like I'm sure they just take it off and then they send them back to grow a new horn and it happens.
Like your sheep and his wool.
Yeah, exactly. And then I like saw a picture and it's like a dead 2-ton rhino with just a bloody stump on its nose, and it's like, oh goddamn, this thing died because they sawed this basically organ off of it. Like,
yeah. So now
it's fucked up.
like because of genetic selection, well, because of human interference, the elephants are now being born with smaller and smaller tusks. You add so much by being in your comfort zone and not having, just been, we got that movie popcorn money or whatever, but you're still getting ripped off, and we all know we are when we buy it. So there's something nice about being at home with like your own shit.
Other people that maybe make noise you don't want to hear, or they're noisy,
Infuriating.
or their phone, like they just might have checked a text message that was silent, but it still took your attention when you saw their basically flashlight. That is a phone that they checked real quick.
I really hate that shit. I've talked about it before. I can't remember the specific instances, but like I've gotten infuriated before at movies because of some shit that people are doing. Because I want silence. I want fucking silence. Silence.
The
Have you
opening
ever
scene of The Martian.
have you ever made a
is
scene?
amazing at home. Go on.
Have you ever made a scene, Kyle, by like speaking up and stopping someone from
No.
being? Never.
Someone spoke up and stopped us one time when we were watching Return of the King, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, and there was no dialogue on the screen. It was the scene where they're marching on Minas Tirith, the armies of Saruman, or Sauron. And those big cave trolls are out there, and they've got drums. You remember this? They're beating on those gigantic war drums. And my buddy goes, "Who made the drums?" And I was like, "Yeah, who made those big drums?" And the guy's like, "Shh, we all paid to be here." And I'm like, "We're just wondering who made the drums." And he's like, "Shh." Like he blew a gasket about, and hey, maybe I would today, but as a kid,
I would have thrown a shush. If it was in the middle of Return of the King, be like, first of all, it's very disrespectful to all the Gondorians who lost their lives here, and all of those in Osgiliath who had already lost it. Also, they're not just trolls. The Olag High are what they're known as. Yes. So there's different kinds of them. You're
right about that, because the troll that went in. Yeah. Well, I was just thinking they appeared differently and actively. It seems like the cave troll was real dumb, kind of slovenly guy who was bent over and didn't really know what was going on. But I recall that when those what are they called? The
trolls there. They have some mountain trolls that were Push It Grand, the big ram with saying Grand. And then they have the other Olag High, who were the ones loading up the catapults.
Now, which ones were the ones that actually had armor and those big war hammers that at the end they're pounding on the door, and Gandalf and the little guy are just they're talking about what happens at death, and he's like, "Oh, this is not the end. It all slides back and becomes silver." He starts talking about the afterlife or whatever, and it's a really nice moment.
It's that's like the troll. It's I guess like a level of intellect above that cave troll. The one they had in Moria, where all the goblins basically just led it around on a chain by sheer numbers. And they were like, all right, just you go in here. We know in the middle of this fight, you're going to kill a lot of us on accident, and we accept that. That's all right. And so you just fight alongside us. We're going to do our best to stay out of your way, big guy. And you just do your thing. These trolls were a little bit more organized. They weren't going to accidentally stab their fellow troll or an orc right in the head.
He was whipping that chain willy-nilly.
Dude, you make me want to watch the show right now. I want to watch the trilogy and just fall asleep.
I own it on
just fall and just get a good night's sleep for Woody. Yeah, I need to watch it again. Yeah, the chain, actually, fun fact, if you're me, for no one else is this fun, in the Lord of the Rings trading card game, the minion, the cave troll, you could equip it with a chain and a cudgel to make it stronger. So there you go. Yes, the cave troll's cudgel, which is just a big stick they found in the mines, and then they gave it to him. As far as I can tell,
a stick in the mines? There's no trees in the mines.
Timbers.
Oh, I don't know, just some
scaffolding.
Something that fell down when they destroyed different parts of the mines.
They had crazy scaffolding built.
Remember? They did, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was part of that.
They delved far too deep.
And they call it a mine.
A mine.
Yeah,
my
cousin Balin will give us a royal welcome. And then he goes in and he sees all the dwarf heads with arrows in it, and no. He does scream.
Why is that so funny to you?
Because I could stay in that. I could dictate to you the rest of not just that movie, but the entire series from that point. Be like, all right. First, what happens is they all get in line and they start to march up into the mines of Moria. Give it a couple minutes. They come across the fork in the road. They have a little discussion. Gandalf says, I need to take a seat here, really think about it, really mull this over. Frodo comes up and he goes, Gollum's been following us. And he goes, yes, for 3 days. And then they know that he's been following for 3 days. Gandalf doesn't mind. I won't go through the entire series.
Frodo wants to kill him, but Gandalf explains, that Bilbo could have killed him. But that would have been a big mistake. His story doesn't end here. There's more to his story to come. We can't just kill him, Frodo. Can't just be killing people willy-nilly.
Why was it?
And then he's like, we should go that way. And he remembered, it doesn't smell quite so foul.
Yeah. Yes. Much spot on. You want to do the whole series for the rest of the show?
Well, then they cut to that, that bad CGI of Gollum creeping around on the rocks. That's pretty low point of the series. They hadn't figured him out quite yet. I don't recall what the next scene is. They probably go like to another character somewhere.
Yeah. I'm also due for another rewatch of all those.
I'm not. I watched all 3 of the extended version Blu-rays like 6 months ago. I'm pretty steeped as we are. Maybe next year. I don't know. Maybe around Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Have you guys seen Don't Breathe?
I was gonna. So is that the one where the light gets flicked on and off and it keeps getting closer?
That's a lot of
I don't
trailers.
think
so. Oh.
So here's the premise is this.
Oh, the blind man.
Yes.
Oh yes, the guy who he knows where you are, even if you don't think he knows where you are.
The premise is that there are 3 like kind of low-grade robbers, and they break into houses, they steal stuff, and they sell it. They have kind of like rules for themselves, so that if they get caught, it's not so bad. Like, don't steal cash because that's larceny, and that turns into something else. And don't do this and do this. So like, if they're ever busted, they don't get in trouble. Well, they don't get in big trouble. And then this blind guy's the big score. His daughter was killed and he won a settlement. So they're going to go, and this is all laid out in the first like 10 minutes. So they're going to go in and they're going to rob this blind guy. Well, it turns out he's an Iraq veteran, and he's particularly good at like defending himself. He's big, he's strong. And,
he's got a gun.
Spoiler, he takes that gun from the robbers. And anyway, yeah, it had me on edge for like an hour. It was just the whole time watching, not breathing.
Was it a pop out like, oh shit, didn't expect the blind guy to be standing right there, or was it more like the creepiness of it? Because I always like the movies that it's more, it gives me like a feeling of dread as opposed to the
jump
whole
scares
you're scared.
A little cheap, and there are some jump scares in there, but it's mostly like, what the fuck are they gonna do? Every time they try this, it doesn't work out, so they have to try that. Why is it so hard just to leave a house? If you wanted to leave my house, you would find a door and just walk out of it. But this guy's house is all locked up in so many different ways, and it turns out the guy is pretty fucked in ways that you didn't expect. And yeah, it gets really scary, and I enjoyed the movie. I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
I'll have to check. I don't like it, and I think jump scares in movies actually make it less scary actively, because all it does is it tells you, it informs you every time there's going to be like a 3 to 4 minute window where nothing scary is going to happen.
Yep.
It's like, oh, an eyeball popped out right there and I was really spooked. Okay, well, all the threat of danger has been gone now that I realized it was just a hanger blowing in the wind with some cloth on it. Like, now they're going to have to do something else for 3 minutes to lull me down.
Doing that, I know Kyle wants to see that. The paranormal will just like,
it draws and
builds for 2 hours. That thing builds.
So you're sick to your stomach.
That's what you want in a good horror movie.
Yeah, the paranormal activity movies, especially, I don't know, I'm gonna call it the first 2 for sure, maybe the first 3. God damn, they fucked with me.
An hour and a half
first
of
one.
like, why'd the hose move? The hose moved? Like a chair. Was this chair here? How come you guys keep moving the chairs? I'm not moving the chairs. It's like, and you're like, is this happening? Like, where are? It's good. I like the paranormals. I want to see the recent ones.
I've seen them all up into the one where it's like Paranormal Activity, Chicano Adventure or something. Like it's like
that can't be a thing.
It's in LA and they're all Spanish, and I watched it, but it was like, when they got to the bottom of where the evil was coming from, it was like, really? There's an underground passageway in your neighbor's apartment that leads to some scary shit? Like, that seems pretty far-fetched. Like usually these apartments have quick turnover, right? We're going to notice that underground dungeon you have in your apartment.
Maybe it's the second. Isn't there one where it's a little more like you see the monsters and like...
There's one now called like Demon Dimension or something like, it's like Paranormal Activity, like something Dimension or something. But I've seen 4 of them, maybe 5.
I think you're ahead of
the
me.
first 2 or
I've
3
seen
are
3. Kyle talks about cooking a lot on the show, right? He really likes it. And I was thinking to myself when I was downstairs, like, if you gave me the option to either make a meal or have a meal served to me, I think we all know where I'm going on that, right?
Yeah.
But Kyle, I think, might make the meal. He might have a preference to do the cooking. Have you considered taking it anywhere? Because you actually have a passion for it, right? And you do it.
I do have a passion for it. I've taken it somewhere, you know? Like, that's a lot of. No, I wouldn't do that.
You don't want to wrap something so joyous in production.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, I might eventually. Like I said, I have some plans of doing some vlogging stuff soon-ish, sometime next year. I'm gonna do some stuff like that. So yeah, I'll probably do. I'll probably cook on. I'll probably cook on stream at some point. But I don't feel like my meals are. It's not like binging with the Babish. I'm not an actual cook or chef or anything. I'm just kind of. I watch a bunch of YouTube videos. I get obsessed until I cook a steak as well as Gordon Ramsay does, because I just do exactly what he does with the garlic and the rosemary and the butter, and I'm basting it with butter and like continuously the whole time, and it's delicious. It's wonderful. I use fancy. I like using really nice ingredients. Like dude, I've gotten into cheese lately. I bought like.
What kind of cheese are you into?
I have to look because I took a picture of all the cheeses. I'll forward this on to you so you've got a picture of the cheese.
Wait, didn't you text us a picture of cheese?
Yeah, I sent it to you. Let me send it to Woody as well. I went to I watched this video that was linked on Reddit, and it was a cheese expert, and she was blind taste testing cheap cheeses and expensive cheeses, and it got me so really interested. So yeah, I've got this Chipotle Gouda, this Red Storm, which is a British cheese, this 3-pepper Colby Jack cheese. I got this. My mouth's watering. I want it so bad. It's called Wildfire Blue. It's a blue cheese that's got like spicy peppers in it. And I got some cream Havarti with cheese with jalapenos in it. And then I got a whole stick of this boar's head picante like salami. And I'm just sitting there with a whole box, a family-sized box of crackers. And I bought a cheese knife, and I'm just sitting there in bed eating. I ate so much cheese last night. I mean, I ate like a block of cheese.
Kyle must be really constipated.
You probably feel great, right? That's one of my favorite snacks is summer sausage or some kind of sausage, and then different kinds of cheese, and then crackers. I never get it because I have no self-control with crackers and meat and cheese, because it's always like, I'll just make myself a little plate. And then you're like, but I'll bring the entire sausage stick over and also all the crackers. And then it just turns into like trips over there for more cheese.
That plate you're looking at, that's what I took to the bedroom.
Did you eat that whole plate? That's way too much cheese for one night.
Pounds of cheese. But I ate like a quarter of each block of cheese.
He ate until he couldn't eat anymore.
What was your favorite one? I think my favorite would be the Havarti.
The Havarti's very good. Honestly, they're all like good in their own ways. I like several of them are spicy cheeses, but the blue cheese is my favorite. Like I almost ate that entire thing of blue cheese.
Really? I'm not a blue cheese fan.
Man, it's so tangy, and like the mold or whatever is all throughout it. It's just delicious. And that particular blue cheese, it has like, I don't know, peppers in it or something. It's spicy. It's called Wildfire Blue. I love that shit. It's kind of crumbly and soft. It almost spreads. Yeah, I ate that shit for hours last night. Like it was one of those.
For hours.
Because like I made my giant cheese plate. I carved each cheese up and ate like tons of it, and then I put them all in their individual Ziploc bags, put them back in the fridge. 2 hours later, I wanted more. So it's like, all right, let's wheel a couple of them out at a time. And I went through a lot of cheese last night. I went through like 3 big things of crackers. I bought so many crackers to go along with them, and I ate most of that summer sausage thing. That's what I ate yesterday, was cheese.
Yeah, it's very calorie dense. So yeah, you probably felt really full afterward.
Yeah. I've been eating nothing but cheese and tuna salad. I mix a little bowl of tuna salad up with it too, so I've got a little protein in there. I put relish and mayo, a little salt and pepper, and I'm dipping the crackers in that too. So I've got my sausage, my like 5 fancy cheeses, and then my bowl of tuna salad. And I drink like 3 Pepsis while I eat it because it's all so spicy and it's just so salty, drying your mouth out. Yeah.
My mouth's watering too.
Yeah. It's what I'm doing after the show.
So I was sick earlier this week, like I said. So
Right.
from Saturday night to Tuesday night, I ate literally zero, nothing, like not for 3 full days. I didn't eat anything. I was like the prospect of like taking a bite of something was like just made me be like, oh no, like I made me feel a little nauseous, and then also just like a weird feeling of like I had not a single pang of hunger for 3 days there. And then finally Tuesday night, I was like, I have to fucking eat something. So I made a DiGiorno pizza and had like 3 pieces. But the best part about being sick, I got down to 193. So that's good.
Yeah.
Until this weekend when I'm like, oh, I've earned 2 burgers tonight. Like, and
There's always
I'll,
the rebound, right?
I'll earn it back. But fuck, what was I thinking about?
Sick, food, losing weight, DiGiorno pizza.
Damn it! No, it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me at some point, or it won't.
It'll be one of those for sure.
And one of those for sure. But so everything good on the home front, Woody?
Yeah. There's stresses here and there.
You ever seen Throw Mama from the Train?
I have.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone is in it, right?
No,
Or is it Schwarzenegger?
neither.
Throw Mama from the
It's
Train.
Danny DeVito. It's Danny DeVito, and
I still think I've seen it.
yeah, it's Mama. It's Danny DeVito's mother who's the obnoxious, and Billy Crystal, I believe. Yeah, it's Danny DeVito and Billy Crystal.
Okay. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
this. It's been I saw it in theaters. When did it come out?
Oh man,
87.
I'm gonna guess
87.
I love
Sorry.
that fucking movie. That was one of those movies that I was watching as a kid. It's definitely not a kid's movie. I watched some fucked up shit as a kid. But yeah, Throw Mom from the Train. That's
Guarantee
great.
your mama's dead now.
Oh, I hope so. She was abhorrent to look at. And,
You mean the mom from that movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Her name is Anne Ramsey. She died in 1988.
How do you know that?
shit.
Because I'm on the Wikipedia. She died of
She
cancer.
only had one more year left in her.
Well, let's see. She died on August 11th, 1988.
Yeah, the movie
And that
came out in
movie-
87.
Came out in December.
Wow.
Yeah, so 9 months.
So the movie's premise is that like Danny DeVito and Billy Crystal are doing a crisscross, which if you're unfamiliar is where they each have someone they want dead, and so to avoid detection, to give themselves alibis and remove all motive and really make it so they don't get caught. They agree to kill someone for the other. So like Danny DeVito wants Billy Crystal to kill his mother because she's just awful. She's the worst person ever. He's like, I'll be somewhere else and you kill her and it'll all be good. And I think he goes ahead and kills Billy Crystal's ex-wife and gets her out of the picture. And he's like, now you got to kill my mother. And Billy Crystal was like, you meant that? I didn't actually want you to do it. It was just talk. You killed my ex-wife. He's like, yeah, she's dead. And but yeah, check that movie out if you've never seen it before. The 80s were a great time for movies. There was, of course, that time when I was in Florida, like spending the night over at the girl's house, and then I wake up the next morning and I'm gonna drive all the way back to Georgia. Like 7 or 8, 9 hours, whatever the fuck it was. And like her bathroom provided just no privacy, like not enough. It was like that Costanza thing. Like that bathroom was not going to provide me the privacy that I required. And so I just didn't shit that morning. I just took a shower and then left. And like an hour later, I was like, oh, this is a little rough. This is sweating a little bit here. And I just kept pushing it until like it was going to be an explosion. And then that's where that whole story about going into the gas station and like walking in like I've already taken the belt off in the car. It's already off. Yeah. And it look like I'm sprinting to a bathroom with an ass full of shit. So I'm like looking at the sunglasses first, kind of playing it cool. Like I just casually walked in. I'm like, I could kind of take a little tinkle. Maybe I'll go in the bathroom before I leave. And so I kind of casually walk in. I remember like turning the doorknob slow because I don't want to like make a big deal. I don't want to be like trying to get in, like pushing instead of pulling, like let me in. I didn't want to make a scene. Man, when I got in there, it was just like lightning mode though, just like getting the pants down, and I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to squat before the poop started coming out. So as soon as my pants were down, I just bent over and kind of spread my butt and pointed it at the toilet and unleashed hell.
It's interesting.
It was diarrhea with like intermittent clumps. So it was like this machine gun fire where it was like liquid, solid. I was just like, I kind of like look back and I can still see it going, and it was just, I ruined that fucking bathroom.
I've been there, right? And it's like if you needed 2 more minutes, you could have perhaps pulled that off. But
I don't know.
At the end, if you needed 2 more seconds, that was not an option. You know, it's just like it's
there's this mental
the
thing
mechanism has been fired, and you can't put it back.
Every step you're getting closer to the bathroom, the urgency is growing, and that's all mental.
It's
but
because your body knows that it's getting ready to shit.
Sure. But I honestly believe that I pushed this shit to the very fucking edge. I redlined this shit. This wasn't like when your car like puts that little fuel low light on. You still got 25 miles.
Below the line.
Yeah. We broke the needle off. There is no gas in the tank, or rather, the tank is full. Like it is full beyond capacity, and like all it would take is a cough, a sneeze, or like tripping and falling. Like imagine that if like while getting into that gas station, I trip and fall and shit myself right there, and it like what do I do then? That would be the worst. Our friend Mo, his brother was explaining how he's in New York trying to get back to his apartment to take a shit. And like he's in the cab, he's in the backseat of the cab, just like.
Oh, I empathize so much with that.
And he's like, he pulls it, gets to the place, and he's trying to like, he just wants to give the guy the fucking money and go. And the guy's like, all right, that'll be chink 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 chink, and he just goes, ah! And just completely empties all the shit right there in his pants, just. Full on drops a complete huge dirty diarrhea load right there in his jeans and underwear, and it's just
This guy keeps like a counter, like it's been 37 days since I last shit myself. Apparently, it's a really common thing with this poor gentleman.
So the reason I brought it up is because I have a good one of the last time I can remember doing it for real. It was my freshman year of college, and my dorm was about, I don't know, like a half-mile walk from this cluster of buildings where I was taking classes. And I went, finished one class, and I had like a 10-minute break, and then I had another one in the same building. And I finished the first one, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to that second class. I'm doing fine in it. I'm good to go. But because I really have to shit, and I don't want to shit in this building toilet. I want to go back to my dorm and have some peace and quiet while I take this large shit. And so I'm like, okay. So I leave having to shit at like 30% intensity, but the dream of doing it in privacy is enough to keep me going. And so I start walking back, got my backpack on. I make it about a third of the distance, and I realize, everything's gonna be okay. It just got really intense really quickly, but this is just like one of those storms that you weather. You know, when that storm in your bowels goes.
It's gonna do that thing where it goes blue, 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 and like
you clench up
right back up a level.
Yeah, you know that you just caused that toxic level to rise in your system. Where I just kind of clenched and felt and it fills up a little bit more. And I'm probably 400 yards away from my dorm building when I realize, like, I need to shit right now. Like, right now. And so I start sprinting. Keep in mind, this is not just me going home from class. Like, 38,000 people go to this school. And so the crosswalk, hundreds of people getting across. And I just sprint across because everybody's looking at me because I'm the only one running. I run. I get to the door of my the dorm building. I put my card in. It was just a card. It wasn't like a code or anything. So I put my card in. I rush in. I get in the hallway of where my dorm is. And I was in my head, like this is the moment where I knew I lost. When I stopped thinking, I can do it. 10 more seconds, 15 more seconds, I can do it. I started thinking, how bad could it be? You know, how bad could it be if I just shit my pants? And I start thinking like real fast. I get up to my door and I put the card in, and it does the green beep where it goes beep, 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 and then I put in like 1758 or whatever. I misclick on the card dip, and so then I have to stand there for an extra 3 seconds. I'm doing like a military-style jog in place like this as I'm standing there like, come on, please, 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 please. Clenching so hard, I dip it in again. I get the green. I put in, and as I'm like on the third number, I remember it was like a 7. About 8% of that shit came out. and I knew from that moment, as soon as it came out, I knew that I was on the clock for now it is no longer a war of complete victory, Taylor. Now it is a war of getting into that bathroom without shit getting in this hallway or all over your dorm. And so I get there real quick. I literally I was wearing pajama
We
pants
lost
because
the ass. The
college
underwear will go soon. We have to fight for the hallway in the living room, goddammit.
I was wearing pajama pants, and so I was wearing pajama pants, and so like before, as I was like dipping it, I had already taken this precaution to where I pulled my pajama pants up like this, and with my left hand I was holding my pajama pants like this to keep it from potentially spilling out. And so I was sitting there, I finally got it open, burst in, went into the bathroom, just took a shit, and like the 10 seconds of like evacuating was so great, but immediately after that I was like, oh my god, like reality set in, and I was like, I wasn't paying enough attention to know whether or not there's shit leading in here. There could be shit everywhere. And so I start like looking around, trying to like be like, okay, are there any like little droplets or anything around here? Checking like my legs, like no, I'm good. And it was, I really dodged a bullet semi on that. I'd say I took an arm shot. I didn't dodge the bullet, but it could have been worse. That's the last time I
see those people on Reddit who have just full on shat their pants, and you can see it through their pants, and they're still in public, and it's like, what are you doing here? Like your tax refund can wait, ma'am. You should leave Walmart and go clean the fuck up. Like, what are you doing here at Subway with shit pouring out of your asshole? Like that 6-inch will wait. Like get home and clean your ass.
Yoel Romero did that in the octagon in a UFC fight.
He shot himself?
He did, yeah.
Like a profession where it makes sense that you'd shit yourself. Because you're getting knocked out, right?
It makes sense to shit yourself if you use diuretics to make weight illegally.
Oh, I didn't think about that as being okay.
Yeah.
Cheater.
It was a very watery shit, I suppose.
It was, yeah.
Can't hide that. And of course, we watched that video where the like really amateur UFC fighter shat himself. Yeah. And there's poop, like diarrhea poop on the mat, and everybody is like, oh shit. Oh, that's human feces, and they're like all like getting their distance from it.
They escort him like out of the octagon and down the hall, and all the audience is like, oh,
they're taking they're fucking snapping his picture. They're fucking taking. They're like, that's the guy that shit himself. And some people have the good grace to be like, I'm not gonna look at the guy who just shit himself. Let him walk by or pretend like he's not there. But some people are just like, he shit himself. You can see like this guy's nightmare scenario occurring right now. He just got his ass kicked in front of thousands. He's come there from like Kansas.
Some might say he got the shit kicked out of him.
Literally from Kansas to like the East Coast, they're fighting, and let's call it Baltimore. I don't remember exactly where. And I remember thinking like, well, and I remember thinking that he's probably thinking, it's a good thing. Nobody will know about this. I'm from fucking Kansas. Nobody knows Bill from Kansas out here in Baltimore. Sure, I shit myself, but could have been worse. And then it blew up all over Reddit, all over YouTube. Like, there's a CNN article, like, got the poop kicked out of him. It's just like the most embarrassing thing of ever. You're never going to live that down.
That's mortifying.
For sure.
I went to just talking about this ridiculous nonsense. Have you ever heard of the restaurant Wingstop?
Yeah.
No.
So I had never heard of it before. I kind of thought it was more like a Subway kind of place where you go in and you pick out what wings you want, and they kind of quickly bundle it up and send you on your way. It's not really the case. You go in, you order, and they like make them super fresh. So they're really fucking good. I went in at one point this week, and this dude in front of me ordered a fuck ton of wings. And they went back there making them. The guy sat down in the waiting area by me. The lady who had it like 20 minutes later, 25 minutes later even, takes the fucking wings, just gives them to some lady sitting down. Like a mistake. And there was like maybe 5 minutes past. This lady's already digging into these wings because flavors are of no concept to her. These are my wings! And she starts eating them. And this dude sees it after he goes back up there. And he's like, I've been waiting. Where are my wings? And they're like, are you Steven? They're like, yeah. Oh, and you see a little like conversation with the employees where they're saying like, oh fuck, that lady over there, we accidentally gave Susan Steven's order, and Steven is now without order. And he's like, you gave my order to that lady over there, didn't you? And he was like, yes, we did. I'm so sorry that we gave your order to that woman. We're going to put everything else in the back burner and get yours done again. And so I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, yeah, my time's worth nothing, whatever. I sit there, I wait another 20 minutes, another 25 minutes goes by. I've been at a fucking Wingstop now for like 50 minutes with no wings, and this guy goes back up. They have a screaming match between each other where it's basically just the manager saying, like, calm down, sir. Like, if you're going to curse, you can get right out of here. If you're going to curse, you can get right out of here. I heard that at least 10 times because this guy kept going like, I come here all the fucking time, and I spend a lot of fucking money on fucking chicken wings. And they were yelling at each other.
Hey,
and eventually
was he a big guy?
The manager was smaller than the customer. Customer was like about my size. And customer leaves, and I just think, all right, thank God. I guess the guy just thought, fuck this. I'm not even going to get my wings. I'm leaving. Guy comes back, and I guess he must have called the police because police were with him. He called, and I don't know what he said to them to get the police to show up, because you can't just call and say, I'm at a Wingstop, and they gave all of my teriyaki to this whore over here, and now I am wingless. And it's like, so he had to lie to get them. Basically, then I had to wait even longer as cops came in and were like, what's going on here? And they're like, well, there's no, we accidentally gave this gentleman's wings to someone else, and the cops just kind of like, sir, just step outside, to the customer. And I guess he took him outside and must have said something to the effect of, sir, I'm a police officer. I'm not here to mitigate your chicken wing issues. And then the guy just left without his wings, and I ended up getting mine. But it was just, it was weird to sit there and watch, because I was thinking the whole time, all right, when fucking Ashton Kutcher bursts through that door, I'm going to be the guy that said, I knew it was fake, you asshole. It's literally unbelievable, but I thought that was interesting. Wingstop, good place though, great wings.
Oh, were they worth the wait?
No, not that.
I didn't think so.
We'll next time.
That sounds awful.
God.
I like it when people who are really pushing boundaries like that succeed, because when they fail, I feel like it retards the growth of that industry or that sport or just people who are getting into it. And in the space industry, that's happened a bunch of times where, we have an explosion, we lose a space shuttle, and then it's like, oh shit, no more missions for the next 4 years. And it's like, how far does that set us back? I'm not getting any younger here. I want to see some semblance of space travel happen eventually, right? I think we all do. Me probably more than others, because I grew up with the Star Trek and just loving it so much, and the idea of leaving this planet and going into space and the infinite universe and all that it might hold and could hold is so fascinating. And it seems so much more important than anything that's down here. It seems so much more important than Donald Trump.
Space, maybe, but I think it's in the same category as when you see one of those guys in like Thailand who's like looking an alligator in the face, like slapping it, being like, "I fucking dare you to move," and then he gets his head bit off. Yeah. I'm watching it like, you asshole! I'm better than you. I didn't have to do like it's that. It's not like I enjoy seeing people fall from the sky and die. It's just when they do, I can't help that little visceral feeling of like, I would have never done that. That's a way to die that will not happen to me.
Yeah,
100% guarantee, unless I'm kidnapped and thrown from a plane, that will not happen.
Not that one in particular, because I could see myself doing that. Like that one to me seems like a calculated risk. It's like, I don't know much about how accurate you are when you jump out of a plane, but I bet that guy did, and he knew that he could hit that fucking net or he wouldn't have done it. And so it looks to us on the outside, people who don't jump out of planes and don't understand how accurate you can be just jumping out of a plane, that like, holy shit, it must have been like a 1 in 10 shot that he makes it.
He did not hit the center of that net, though. I assume he was going. He was close enough.
I mean, he didn't hit a bullseye, but I mean, it's pretty fucking good. That thing was about as big as like 4 houses or something. I don't know. It looked to me like it was maybe 15,000 square feet or something, 20,000 square feet. It didn't look big.
If he was on a parachute, he could have landed. If he was under a parachute, he could have landed on a frisbee, and he missed the middle by like 100 feet or something. Like I was just like, oh, I thought he'd nail it, but good enough.
Yeah, when they announced like the net thing as the fall started, I was like, oh man, this guy's trying to hit a postage stamp at the bottom of this fall. This is gonna be crazy. And then you see the net, and it's like, it would have been harder to miss this. It's gigantic.
He was way up there when he started. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. He didn't jump from like I don't know how high they normally jump, 4,000, 5,000 feet, whatever. He didn't do that. He had to have oxygen when he took off. That was one of the reasons why he had accompanying jumpers, is because he had to take off his oxygen mask and give it to them. You're not allowed to like just fucking throw something. That's a big no-no, and especially when the camera crews are there and you're setting some kind of world record, So he's got to hand that thing off to somebody. You can't just let it go.
I thought he jumped at 13,000 feet.
He had oxygen. I thought that he jumped from much, much higher, and that was why he had the oxygen. I could be wrong, though. I only watched him do it one time.
Yeah.
I always had heard that like just the jump itself going that far could kill you even with that before the impact, like loss of oxygen or hard racing or just the speed you're going or some shit like that.
So the oxygen's thin up above like 30,000 feet, or it gets thinner the higher you go. And at some point you've got to have oxygen. When I think they call this halo jumps. We had a friend that did it, and he went hypoxic in the plane on the way down. So that could be a problem, but not from like normal jump distances that they do. And the human body has a terminal velocity, a maximum at which it can fall because of the air resistance, and it's like 150 miles an hour roughly. But our buddy that we had on a couple weeks ago was talking about jumping. He wears a heart rate monitor, and he says it goes up to like 160, 170 beats per minute when he's jumping, which is terrifying. And I remember thinking about that and watching this guy set this record, and he also had a heart rate monitor, but I think his was only up to about 130. And I remember like thinking like, he's not as scared as Richard Ryan is.
Yeah, I think that once there's no more air, you should either get inside something as you continue to ascend, or you just avoid it. Just stay in places where there's air.
How do you feel about deep sea exploration?
I think that if you have air strapped to your back, you're fine. But if there's some magical distance down there where air just can't be held by a container, like you shouldn't just be holding your breath, going like another 20 feet. Like no, just like, get out of there. That stresses me out more than anything.
I'd be more worried about wildlife as far as the deep sea goes.
Wildlife, really?
They call that lassophobia, like fear.
You don't know what the fuck is down there. You know what I mean? Like that's their territory.
There's some shit down there.
You're not going to go skydiving and like you're not really worried about like some fucking enormous like bird. You know what I mean?
That's not going to happen.
We talked
not out of the realm of possibility that at some deep section of the ocean, like deep underground, that there's a fucking monster down there.
Who knows?
Like something prehistoric, and even deeper down, like the stuff that interests me, that really blows my mind, like when they start talking about the Jupiter's moons and stuff, Titan, that might hold life underneath like an icy layer that's up top, is like I was reading that they discovered that there's this huge underground ocean under the Earth's crust that's like as big as bigger than all of the oceans that we currently have, but underground. And I was thinking, like, what if there's some shit living underground in a giant, like, deep, dark ocean under the Earth's crust? Like, that stuff just kind of blows your mind.
Maybe they couldn't survive in the temperatures as hot as the surface. Or wait, it's cold? Wait.
It would be
very cold.
It could be one or the other.
Yeah,
because if it's close to the core, it starts to flip the other way, right?
Yeah, if there's
go far enough down to be close to the core of the Earth, but even at some areas in the bottom of the sea, there's like those vents where you can watch it, and there's just boiling water going straight.
Yeah,
it's the hot magma that immediately like boils the water around it, and then there's like hot jets of boiling water going
gas,
down.
And those gases that are coming up. They're living
close
on
to hell, man.
We talked about space exploration. So I'm for space exploration. I like it. But I often have this thought, like, nothing cool is going to happen during my lifetime. I know we have to, like, waste the next 100 years before anything cool happens. But I feel like getting to Mars is going to be somewhere on the coolness scale of the moon. Like, we'll get up there, there'll be no life. Instead of being gray, it'll be red. And, like, it's boring as fuck. Like,
I feel like we're in the stage where we're like an 81-year-old guy when the Model T came out.
Mm-hmm.
And like you see all the potential and all the super awesome shit that's coming, but you kind of got to temper your expectations and be like, well, I could die any day now. So
maybe we'll get some gears next year. Gears would be nice, wouldn't it?